Tingo, Tingo, Tingo!
Joe, Joe, Joe!
It's not a matter for negotiation, nor is it a matter for safety.
Okay, well, earlier this morning, all 94 competitors gathered here in the clubhouse for their first skipper's briefing and an update on the weather. Joining them was Justin Taylor, our race director. Justin, what did you learn this morning?
Well, you know, we were looking at the weather yesterday for 3 or 4 days out, which would have been the race start. And between now and then, there seems to have been they're forecasting a small depression just to form over Sydney and then move off to the east, which has pretty much changed the whole weather outlook for the race. Whereas I thought initially it would be downwind for about 30 hours before the wind went into the west and we'd reach into Hobart. It looks like we're going to be beating out now round the heads. And certainly for the first 30 hours we're probably beating into a southeasterly breeze before that depression then moves off to the east, and then we should have some following winds, and then a southern ocean low will come over, and it's making the weather very confused off the eastern coast of Tasmania, and I wouldn't doubt if it was going to be a beat down towards Hobart and then up the Derwent River.
So does that favour our boats in terms of the conditions they perform well in, or where would that affect them?
Well, our boats, they prefer downwind sailing, that's for sure. But, we'll still get a good 10 knots, 11 knots upwind out of the boats. So I do expect them to do quite well. What you've got to remember is all the boats have got the same weather. Yet some boats are more predisposed to sailing upwind. But I think most of them are all going to have the same problems that we're going to have.
You're going to be a little jealous when you see them go off, going to the Sydney Hobart. Would you like to be there with them?
Yeah. Well, briefing the Clipper crew yesterday, I did tell them that, I'm quite jealous. It's a race I've not done, one of the Blue Water Ocean Classics. Hopefully next year I'll get down to do it, but yeah, very, very jealous. It's a very special race, and I wish them all lots of luck.
Right, well, thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much, Jonathan.
Well, the whole Clipper race set off 4 months ago from London. Let's just relive that moment.
Thank you guys, keep waving, these guys are here for you.
For everybody from Old Potney, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you very much for our trip to the zoo. That was great, fantastic, wonderful. And we all want to wish you a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas from down under Australia. Yes.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cheers!
Old Potney?
Down the hatch.
We've done 12 days of preparation since we came in here from Albany. Done 15,000 miles already, so I think we're pretty rolled in. Our core crew is 10 people. They've done it all the way from London already, so they're very good by now in sailing the boat and knowing how to handle the boat, so I think we're well prepared. Hopefully top 20 would be great, but of course that's a big aim, but let's see how our boat's doing in this race. I mean, it's a new class, so we'll see what they do against all the other boats.
Leg 1 was 5,000 miles to Rio via Brest in France. So they got off to a strong start with strong winds in the Bay of Biscay, then a terrible time in the doldrums as it sank south with them, a meeting with King Neptune as they crossed the equator before they finally had time to party in Rio.